Welcome to today's episode of Understanding Climate Change. Climate change is one of the most pressing issues facing our world today. It affects our environment, economies, and future generations. In this episode, we will explore what climate change is, its causes and impacts, and what we can do to mitigate its effects. What is climate change? Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. While some of these changes are natural, human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, have accelerated global warming at an unprecedented rate. The Earth's climate has always changed over time, but the rapid rise in global temperatures over the past century is largely due to human actions. The increase in greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide, CO2, and methane, CH4, traps heat in our atmosphere, leading to a rise in temperatures worldwide. The causes of climate change. The primary cause of climate change is human activity, particularly the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. These activities release large amounts of CO2 into the atmosphere, increasing the greenhouse effect. Other causes include deforestation, which reduces the number of trees that absorb CO2, and industrial activities that release pollutants into the air. Agriculture also plays a role, as livestock produce methane, a potent greenhouse gas. The destruction of natural ecosystems also plays a role. Wetlands, which naturally absorb carbon, are being drained for development, and permafrost in the Arctic is melting, releasing methane stored for thousands of years. These processes accelerate warming at an alarming rate. The impacts of climate change. Climate change has severe consequences for our planet and its inhabitants. Some of the major impacts include rising temperatures. Global temperatures have risen by about 1.1 degrees Celsius since the pre-industrial era, leading to more frequent heat waves and droughts. Extreme weather events. Hurricanes, wildfires, and heavy rainfall have become more intense and unpredictable. In 2020, Australia faced one of its worst wildfire seasons, destroying millions of acres and displacing thousands of animals and people. Melting ice caps and rising sea levels. Glaciers and polar ice caps are melting at alarming rates, leading to rising sea levels and threatening coastal communities. Scientists predict that by 2100, major coastal cities like New York and Jakarta could be underwater if current trends continue. Threats to biodiversity. Many species struggle to adapt to changing temperatures and habitats, increasing the risk of extinction. Coral reefs, for example, are experiencing widespread bleaching due to rising ocean temperatures. Food and water. Scarcity. Climate change disrupts agriculture, reducing crop yields and causing water shortages in many parts of the world. In Africa, desertification is expanding, making it difficult for farmers to grow food. The economic consequences of climate change. Beyond the environmental impacts, climate change also affects economies. The cost of disaster recovery continues to rise, with billions of dollars spent on rebuilding after floods, hurricanes, and wildfires. Industries such as agriculture, fishing, and tourism suffer due to shifting climate conditions. Companies are also recognizing the need for sustainable practices. Businesses that fail to address their carbon footprints may face stricter regulations and loss of consumer trust. The financial sector is beginning to favor investments in green energy, as fossil fuels become less viable in the long term. How we can combat climate change. Despite the challenges, there are many ways we can take action to slow down climate change and protect our planet. Reducing carbon emissions. Switching to renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydropower can significantly cut greenhouse gas emissions. Some countries, like Denmark and Germany, are leading the way in renewable energy adoption. Energy efficiency. Using energy-efficient appliances, LED lighting, and better insulation can reduce energy consumption. Many governments now offer incentives for homeowners to switch to greener alternatives. Sustainable transportation. Using public transport, biking, walking, and electric vehicles can lower our carbon footprint. Companies like Tesla and BYD are revolutionizing the electric vehicle industry, making clean transportation more accessible. Reforestation and conservation. Planting trees and protecting forests can help absorb CO2 from the atmosphere. Organizations such as the Eden Reforestation Projects are working worldwide to restore forests and combat climate change. Reducing waste. Recycling, composting, and reducing single-use plastics can minimize pollution and greenhouse gas emissions. The fashion industry, for example, is being challenged to reduce waste by adopting circular economy practices.